Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for our online children's church. I hope you had a great week. And today, we're actually going to start off with a video. So watch the video, and then we'll come back together and we'll chat about it.
You see this? Looks peaceful, right? Everybody calm, happy. My sister and me getting along. Mom watering the plants. Dad doing the dishes, listening to his music. Well, this day didn't begin this way. It was anything but peaceful. Let's rewind. It started off with Mom yelling at us to get up because we were late for school. And then my sister beat me to the bathroom. My dad had a flat tire. The garbage bag tore open when I was taking it out. My sister couldn't find her blue shoes because I hid them from her. Dad was going to be late for a meeting. Mom had to take me and my sister to school. Dad was still, yeah. At school, I got a bad grade on my history test. My sister had an incident at lunch. I'm trying real hard not to laugh at this one. Mom got a speeding ticket. Dad was late to work, looking a bit of a mess. Then this happened to me. Ouch. I came home from school starving. My sister found her blue shoes in my room. We got into an argument. Thankfully, Mom went to the grocery store. Dad came home wanting some peace and quiet. Then my mom's verse of the day app pops up on her phone with this verse, Galatians 5:22. But the Holy Spirit produces this kind of fruit in our lives: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness. Mom calls a family meeting and reads the verse to us. Dad pulls us all together and prays for peace. That was a little awkward. But you know what? It worked. I apologized to my sister for taking her shoes. Dad and Mom apologized to each other for being grumpy. And my sister asked me about a fun game that she saw me playing the other day. Dad did the dishes. You know, it's amazing how just spending a little time together in prayer can change a day. Peace is a wonderful thing. I'm going to ask for it more often.
Have you ever experienced anything like that, where you had a bad day? Has anybody ever ruined anything for you, or broken something of yours, or taken something of yours, and you got really upset about it? I know I've experienced that before. I've definitely had people who have upset me, or friends who hurt my feelings, or I have 2 sisters, and they certainly have messed up my stuff when we were little before. But what do you do whenever that happens to you? Do you get angry and frustrated? I know I do sometimes. Well, as you know from that video, sometimes it helps to pray to God about it and ask for peace. And that's what we're going to be focusing on today, peace. There's a fantastic Bible story from the book of Genesis, and it is about a man named Isaac and something he experienced where people were not very kind to him, but he still kept his focus on God and stayed peaceful. Let's hear about it. Isaac planted crops in that land, and the same year reaped 100-fold because the Lord blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up, filling them with earth. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us. You have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar and settled there. Isaac reopened the wells that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham died, and he gave them the same names his father had given them. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there. But the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdmen and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek because they disputed with him. Then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one also. So he named it Sitnah. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room, and we will flourish in this land." From there he went up to Beersheba, and that night the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you, and I will increase the number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servants dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar with his personal advisor and his commander of his forces. Isaac asked them, "Why have you come to me, since you were hostile to me and sent me away?" They answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you. So we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us, between me and you. Let us make a treaty with you that you will not do us harm, just as we did not do you harm, but always treated you well and instead sent you away in peace. And now you are blessed by the Lord." Isaac then made a feast for them, and they ate and drank, and early the next morning the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them on their way, and they left him in peace. That day Isaac's servants came and told him about the well that they had dug, and they said, "We found water." He called it Shibah, and to this day the name of the town has been Beersheba. So, what'd you think of that story? Have you ever experienced that? Has anybody ever stolen your well? Probably not. We don't really have wells very often around here, but we do need water. And that was what Isaac was doing. He dug wells because he and his people needed water. And other people came and stole his wells from him and said, "Oh no, these are my wells." And then he had to go find another well. Did you notice? At no point did Isaac get angry or start a fight with anybody. He kept the peace and was friendly and gave them the well and just went somewhere else and got a new well. He was always very peaceful. We want to be like that too. So I'm going to show you a cool craft to help us remember how important it is to be peaceful and remember the story of Isaac and his wells. You will need quite a few things for this craft. First, you need a regular sized cup, preferably a plastic cup or a styrofoam cup. You'll need a little cup, a little Dixie cup, some markers of whatever color you like. I chose brown, black, and red, and you can pick your colors when I show you what we're doing. A straw, and I'm going to use this pen for something that you don't need it, but you do need something that can poke a hole in your cup. And then you might need some tape. Depends on how big the hole is that you make. So, we're going to turn these cups into a well. This cup has some water in it, and we're going to use this well to get the water out of it. So, are you ready to begin the craft? Once you have your Dixie cup and your markers, you're going to use your markers to color your Dixie cup so it's covered in rectangles that look like bricks. Because in Isaac's time, most of their wells had some bricks around it to show where the well was and also to protect the water in the well from any other animals or other things from falling into it. So we're going to make a well. I'm going to start with brown and make some rectangles on it. All right, when you're done coloring your Dixie cup to look like it's covered in bricks, it should look something like this. Now my Dixie cup has a lot of designs on it. Maybe yours looks a little bit different. You can use whatever colors you like. But it looks like it's got bricks on it, right? Cool. Next, you take your pen or pencil if it's easier, and you want to poke a little hole on the bottom. This might be a good time to have your grown-up help you with this. All right, we got a hole on the bottom. Stick your straw through. Mine's bendy, so I'm going to do that and make it stick out like that, like a bendy straw, because it's fun. And then, let me make sure it's going to be long enough. I might not be able to do a bendy straw because we want it to stick out like that. Yeah, but I'm not going to be able to do a bendy straw because it's not quite long enough. But take a little piece of tape to hold your straw in the well so it doesn't fall out. And then take another little piece of tape to hold your well on the ground or your big cup. And now we have a well, and when we get thirsty, we can take a drink from our well. And we can always remember what Isaac did when he shared his wells with the people who tried to take them from him, and he peacefully gave them up and just dug himself a new one. We'll always remember to be peaceful with one another. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.